Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to OTGW. It's Mike.
It's Dan.
And it's Mia.
Thanks for joining us today, Mia.
Of course.
Well, where's Felicia?
Oh my God. Wait. Hang on. Let me see. Yeah.
Felicia.
Well, I guess she ain't here.
Like, poof, like disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, come on. She's just like magical. She's in the land of Oz.
You know what? People are gonna be like, so you had another girl. She went to Australia.
Yeah.
Another girl. Like they think that Australia is the Bermuda Triangle right now. Right?
War.
disappearing.
Yeah. War. Every girl that hangs out with us for a while ends up in Australia. It's just
What
the
is
way it
up
is.
with that?
When are you leaving for Australia?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Someday.
So if you ever want to go to Australia, come on the show with us and you'll be there in like a month. So there's an article that's been kind of making its way around, got sent to our mailboxes a bunch of times by you guys. And we want to comment on the general phenomenon about this whole thing.
Yeah.
So the article is basically talking about a 15-year-old Chinese girl. Here's the picture, which is shocking, I might say.
She don't look Chinese in that photo.
She doesn't look anything in that
She doesn't
photo,
look.
right? Like
No.
anything.
No.
Right? So 15-year-old girl who had extreme plastic surgery done. And she did it because she wanted to
Supposedly
I guess, get
win back.
an ex-boyfriend.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that why she did it? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
know.
supposedly.
Well,
Supposedly.
that's why she did
Okay.
it.
So here's what she got, and this is really common in the East, right? She got the double eyelid surgery.
eyelid.
Yes.
Then she got nose surgery, and then this one is really popular. She got they call
Jaw
it
reduction.
yeah face. It's actually
The V-shape.
face
Yeah.
contouring, and this is really crazy. I was reading about it. It's a highly evasive procedure where they actually think about this. They're shaving off your bone.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like
It's
what?
scary.
This is like an episode of like,
Oh my goodness.
Saw or something. Some crazy
yeah.
horror movie.
And then all for what? All for that highly
The V
The
shape.
V-shaped thing.
the V-shaped face, right?
A lot of people, what they do is they shape the forehead as well.
Yeah, because big foreheads are a sign of beauty and wealth in Asia. They
Right.
love to have like a big forehead.
So, and this stuff is not new.
No.
Obviously, it is shocking to hear about a 15-year-old who went and did this. I mean, this is extreme, right?
extreme,
There are people who have plastic surgeries and or minor ones, like
Right.
okay, I'll get a mole removed or
Right.
things like that. I mean, that's not really considered plastic surgery. I guess that's cosmetic
yeah.
surgery.
Yeah.
But this girl went and overhauled herself to look. I mean, look at the photos.
This is like
Yeah.
total
She doesn't-
transformation we're talking
It's
about.
insane.
She doesn't even look like, dare I say, human much
Right.
anymore.
And of course, like after she did this, she has tons of followers, 400,000 followers on what's
Weibo.
basically it's basically like China's Facebook/Twitter.
Yeah.
Right.
So she became famous after she got all this surgery
Absolutely.
done?
Well, she had. I think she had the following before then too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she had a following. I forgot how much. But she still had a major following.
Okay.
So after the surgery, she had more following, obviously because of the media.
Right.
You know, the attention. But now a lot of people are saying things. It's not all positive.
Right.
You know, a lot of the Chinese are calling her a snake demon. I guess based on the. Based
Right.
on the Chinese white snake legend and
Right.
stuff, because
her
she's
face
so
is
pale.
so pale.
Right.
Right.
So this brings us to the topic of cosmetic surgery or plastic surgery, especially when it comes to Asians. A lot of people from around the world
Yes.
go to South Korea for plastic surgery, cosmetic surgery, because it's almost like a, what do they call it, cosmetic tourism or something?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
I was actually in Korea late last year. I stayed in the Gangnam area, and there's a lot of
Gangnam
plastic
style?
surgeries
The
centers.
Gangnam style?
Yeah,
Is it
Gangnam
the
style
same?
area?
yeah. The
Were
Gangnam
people,
area.
Were people like dancing around?
They don't. Maybe at night. I don't know. But there are a lot of plastic surgery centers in that
Yeah.
area, and then I've seen people just walking around with masks on. So I think
Wow.
That's insane.
they just had some surgeries done.
It's like plastic surgery row.
Yeah.
It's like, and this is one of the major differences I want to bring up about East and West. And also, a lot of people will ask, why is it like that? Like, it's easy to say the media, but I actually think the number one factor that Asians get plastic surgery is actually the parents.
Why do you say the parents?
Why would you say that?
100%. So, from my own experience, and also I came across another article about 4 years ago where a 12-year-old, this is on CNN, we'll post the link, a 12-year-old girl was getting the eyelid surgery, Korean girl.
Yeah.
Okay, like, does she need it? No. There's nothing wrong with her eyes. She just
Right.
wants to get it. Supposedly, when you're reading the article, it's saying that she wants to do it for self-confidence, but then in the body of the article, it actually says the mom is having her do it because the mom wants her to be able to get ahead in society. This is quoted. The mom's like,
Okay,
it's easier to get ahead, paraphrasing.
If you're prettier.
If you're prettier, and to the mom, the double eyelid surgery is more Western. So that's one instance, right? But here's the thing: I have a lot of Asian friends that are girls who, as their whole life, they're in their 20s now. Okay, they have parents from mainland China.
Yeah.
Their whole life, the parents never said that they're beautiful, and in fact, the parents have always been like, you need to do X, Y, Z to look more beautiful to get ahead in life.
Okay.
And what do you think the X, Y, Z is? You're too fat. Your eyes are too small. Your nose is too big. So these are all the things that could have applied to this girl.
Okay.
Now, obviously, this girl did it for other reasons.
Right. A couple shocking things about this. First of all, she's 15. Think about the social reaction to that. If that was, let's say, one day you're on CNN and you saw the headlines, 15-year-old is not a Chinese girl.
Right.
Let's say it's a girl from Connecticut.
Right.
This will be headline news around
Absolutely.
the country, social topic,
Right.
talking about this as it's totally unacceptable.
Right. What's wrong with the parents?
With the way she looks now? What's wrong with the parents who green lit, because you can't just, you're 15, you can't do anything major without your parents' permission.
Right.
So what did the parents do? And also there will be a huge discussion about what is actual beauty.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I want to bring up one thing. When I was younger, I would watch daytime, what do you call it? Those talk shows, right?
Yeah.
Very, like Jerry Springer, Maury Povich,
Yeah.
and usually it's exactly what you said. American teen wants to undergo, let's say, plastic surgery. It's usually parents that are trying to tell them not to do it. Or their friends, they bring on their friends and their parents being like, you don't need this, you don't need that. But then sometimes they'll have a parent that's for that, and the parents get so much backlash. Because that's the norm in America. In the West, plastic surgery is not widely accepted.
I think it's a norm in countries in Asia, especially in South Korea and maybe now in China too. So when you talk about the parents are looking at society and what society thinks of what beauty is.
It's acceptable in the East to get this kind of thing. In the West is not as much, because when you're growing up in the West, parents are trying to teach you about, like, they just want you to be happy.
I get the parents factor where, look, Asian parents in general do not say nice things typically about the way you look, right? Yeah, I don't care how old you are.
In general.
What do your mom ever...
You don't tell your kids they're ugly.
No, I get
Really
that.
surprising.
But they also don't tell you, has your mom ever said, Mia, you're so beautiful? Has she ever said that?
Or your dad.
Has she ever
no,
said
seriously.
that?
No.
Right, or your
we
dad.
just don't talk about that.
We don't
no.
talk about it. Exactly.
But now they also are telling them that they're ugly.
There might be extreme cases where some do that. Very rare. I don't think it's very common. I think there are also cases where, because Asian parents like to criticize, look at your big nose or something like that.
Right.
Okay? So, but I think majority of this, I don't think it's the parents. Majority of this, I still switch it to entertainment and what's on TV. Because what are all, I read also where we're researching this topic, there are a lot of articles about interviewing people about in Korea. Like, why do you want to get the surgery? And a lot of the reaction was, well, I want to look like that K-pop
so-and-so.
Celebrity.
Right. So imagine this, right? Your kid wants to get plastic surgery. And you're like, why? And they're like, I want to look like the guy from EXO or the girl from To Anyone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then as a parent though, Mike, what do you do right then and there? Like, what would you do if your kid came up to you and was like, Dad, can I get...
I say no.
Okay.
Right away.
And you would be like, okay, what else would you say?
I say...
like, what would you do?
Well, okay, if it's a guy,
Let's say it's a girl.
As a girl, well, look, I would do what any parent, any rational parents would do.
Which is?
Make sure they understand they're beautiful. Make sure they understand that society, don't and shouldn't judge. Well, sometimes they do, but shouldn't judge you on the way you look.
Okay.
And there's much more to appearances.
Perfect.
Right?
That's what you should do.
Right.
But I guarantee you, Asian parents out there are not doing what you say you're gonna do.
You can't just throw that statement out there saying all the Asian parents.
I'm not saying
doing
all,
it.
dude. I'm not saying all. I'm generalizing right now because I think enough people I've talked to, and in fact, if I had money right now, I'd do a documentary about literally, I'd go up to all the different types of Asian men and women, Korean, Japanese, Chinese, and I want to explore this because I really feel like it's the parents who are letting them do this, and in fact, sometimes encouraging this.
Well, a couple articles I read, it was about the girl, like for example, there's one girl, she got plastic surgery because she was like a TV interpreter or something, or she's on TV a lot.
Right.
And then after she went on TV, she would get these comments from viewers
Okay.
saying, you look too ugly to be on TV. you're too fat to be on TV.
Okay.
And you're too like whatever, pointing out different flaws.
Sure,
and that's why she got the cosmetic surgery because
got it.
she felt like if you want a shot in certain entertainment circles,
definitely,
like TV celebrity or K-pop or whatever the heck it is.
Yeah, you need to look a certain way.
You need to look a certain way.
That's for sure.
And when did that entire industry decide that this is the look that we're going to
Since forever, I think.
When they do go in for the procedure, they all coming out look like the same girl.
Because they have the same definition of beauty. You have larger eyes, you have round eyes, you have smaller chin, you know, you have taller nose. So
then you all end up looking like this girl.
Mold of beauty, and they end up looking the same.
Not this girl, yeah.
But can I also say, I feel like the beauty standard, for example, in America right now, one thing you gotta give, you know, the U.S. here is the standard of beauty in the U.S. has kind of shifted a lot. Like there was a period where, let's say, all the models were super skinny.
Yeah.
Now there's even like, you know, plus size models. Dove did a lot in terms of social media campaigns, putting like regular women in their advertisements.
I would say there's enough attention placed on that.
Diversity.
Yeah, there's enough attention. Like there's people are bringing it to the forefront.
But
awareness.
But in Asia, a very male dominant place of the world.
Right.
Okay, here, why? Because gender equality.
Exactly.
There's a lot of people speaking up for women's rights for, you know, okay, women don't have to be, you know, subjected to this, that, or the other, or look this way, or wear this, or that. In Asia, who's speaking out for that?
I think it's also cultural differences between Western and Eastern. Because in Western society, you value individuality.
Exactly.
But in Asia, you kind of want to be with the norm, like with the group, right? So you have to follow what's the trend.
And to piggyback on what you guys said, that's you hit it on the nail, dude, when you said gender equality. Because think about it, in America, of course, right now there isn't gender equality, as there's no place in the world where men and women are equal. Right. But in America, you have laws against discrimination. For example, if you get fired because you're ugly, that's against the law. But in Asia, there are no such laws.
Yeah, you're right.
There's no laws about gender discrimination, so that's why all the parents know to get ahead in the world. The more beautiful you are, the more chances you have.
Again, don't say all.
I'm not saying all parents, but I'm saying a lot of parents.
Some parents, maybe.
I'm saying in the current landscape of China now, Korea, I don't know about Japan, more than ever now, as parents people have more money. Because they're not preoccupied with making money for their kids. You know, like our parents' generation, they came to America. They were poor, we were poor. They were like, I need to put food in your mouth, roof over your head. Now, these parents, you know, they don't need to come to America. They have money in Asia. So now it's all about getting ahead in society. That's my theory. That's my theory.
All right, let's shift this to another place here. Because you guys watch us. And what we try to do on this channel is we try to talk a lot about different cultures, and we try to talk a lot about acceptance.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, let me ask you guys.
Yeah.
What are your impressions of cosmetic surgery?
My impression is I've always stood by this. Okay, so I've actually dated girls where they were like, you know, what do you think about cosmetic surgery?
Oh, they asked you before?
They asked me about because they want to get it, or they're interested in getting it, and I would say, first I say, I'll be behind you, whatever you want to do, but please don't change the way you look. That's how you were born. God made you beautiful. Do not change the way you look.
Like at all.
At all. Not at all. But it's always up to that person, I think. So if they need it, I'll stand behind them. But if they were like, should I get it? I'd be like, no, because you're beautiful the way you are. Now, I do think, however, if you're in a tragic accident, or sometimes when people get attacked by bears, or you're in a car. I'm serious.
Very specific.
Very specific,
attacked
right?
by a bear.
No, because if
not a shark, not a shark, chipmunk, a bear.
Because most people.
So in case you're wandering around in Yellowstone National Park,
not a lot of people go out to the sea and then get attacked by sharks. I don't know.
No, because the shark's not biting your face. The bear is maiming your head. So in that case, I would say you need a face. You need a face, because these people literally have no face.
Well, in that case, it's not cosmetic surgery anymore.
It's facial. It's facial reconstruction. So, but to me, cosmetic, it's unnecessary, and you should not do it. If the only reason you do it is because you want confidence, I would say, I would try to help you try to find it in different ways, because obviously the reason you're lacking self-confidence has a lot of reasons. Okay. So I would say no.
All right, what about you, Mia?
You know, it's not an easy question to answer, but for me, I'm not either for or against it. it's your prerogative, so you can do whatever you want with your face, but at the same time, you also have some responsibility to take care of yourself, right? Like you said, you may lack self-confidence. There are other ways to raise your self-confidence. So, I mean, you can do it, just don't go overboard.
Okay.
That's what I feel.
For me, I'm not for it.
Yeah.
I'm not for cosmetic surgery. Again, I agree. Sometimes you need it, and after
Right.
you know, maybe some tragedy, you need it.
Again, the bear argument.
I'm not gonna bring out a bear, because how many times does a bear claw your face? Like, seriously, where are you hanging out?
You can go with a shark attack.
But well, come on, I don't go in the ocean because I'm scared of sharks. But I think everyone is beautiful in their own way.
Absolutely.
Why do people change the way they look? Honestly, seek more attention, become
More self-confidence.
More self-confidence.
Try to be more loved.
Right.
Right.
So, you know, don't change the way you are because you want to feel like you're trying to seek something external, because it's really internal that, you know, that's something that's missing.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. What if the love that you're seeking is from your parents and they want you to change the way you look? Which,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's what I was bringing about before.
In the cases, rare cases that does happen,
Right.
then you know what? Then you don't need to
That's what
put
I would
yourself
say.
up for that.
I would say
I
that.
think self-love is more important, right?
Right.
Do you
But-
love yourself is the question.
But to me, as a young teenager or somebody who's 20s or whatever, you know, your parents should be teaching you stuff like that. So if they don't teach you that, how are you going to learn that? You're not going to learn from the media.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Look, we're kind of considered sort of an outlet right now
Yeah, definitely,
for Asian
definitely.
audiences out there.
Right.
And look, if no one else is speaking up about this, we're
We'll
gonna
do
start
it.
speaking up.
Absolutely.
Speaking up about this.
Absolutely.
So guys, you know, if you feel like there's a lot of pressure for you to change the way you look for any reason, not even just cosmetic surgery or anything like that.
Right.
If you feel at all you need to kind of somehow change the way you are to maybe fit in, to feel more love, to feel anything.
Right.
Guys, be yourself.
Exactly.
Be yourself. Love you for who you are.
Right.
I was watching the Food Network.
Yeah.
I really like this show called The Next Food Network Star.
Okay,
Which I
okay.
think should be me.
Okay.
But
But you can't, but you gotta be a chef though, no? Oh no, this is
be a chef.
Okay, all right,
chef. I cook a mean ramen.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But
can do it.
Like I was watching, a lot of times these judges are telling these contestants, right? Like, hey, you're really unique. You're really unique, and that's what people are gonna love about you.
That's true.
Guys, come on, can you imagine? Like, let's say eventually, not saying this is gonna happen, can you imagine a world where, let's just say, all Asian women got plastic surgery, where everyone kind of just looks the same? Like, stand
But
out.
how boring would that be?
Yeah, stand out, be weird, be different, be unique.
give yourself a big hug.
Definitely, like, this is what the things that we're trying to talk about here. You know, a lot of times this doesn't get talked about.
It doesn't get talked about, especially by Asians.
Oh, yeah.
Asians.
And also, we're in a unique position because we're old enough where we went through a lot of that, and we have friends that go through a lot of that, and we can really pinpoint. You know, like I could tell you why I think things are the way they are in Asia. You know, so
right. All right, guys, let us know your opinions about all this in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
See you later.